name's Bond, James Bond.
Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
What's up, everyone? We are back for another episode of Action Movies Reloaded. This time we're doing Missing in Action for episode 4. We're going to see how it fares against last week's Casino Royale, RoboCop, and Cobra. We have already done. I was supposed to do Raiders of the Lost Ark initially this week, guys, but we'll just call it scheduling conflicts. So we're doing Missing in Action, and next week will be Raiders of the Lost Ark when you see this video. And I got my buddy Gareth, the Action King, the Watch Party King. You guys know him. He's a retro channel like myself to do Missing in Action. Gareth, how the hell are you, man?
I'm good. Let's get the Chuck on. I
Let's
feel like
get
working
Chuck
out just by saying his name.
Oh, I know. And of course, we've had sad news out of his passing, and everyone was doing their watch alongs and everything. And I am not done yet, guys. There will be a Chuck Norris tier ranking down the road coming. So I just got to watch a lot of these movies. But yeah, we're gonna dive into Missing in Action here for sure. So we're gonna get it going. We're gonna move it on here, guys. So what I like to ask everyone, Gareth, when they come on is like, what got you into the action genre? You know, did you have did you have a good theater experience with one? Did you the first thing you rented? Any kind of story, anything that pops to your mind? What brought you to this genre, and who were some of your favorites?
Well, I guess as an English gentleman, James Bond was my entry into action films. But I was trying to think the other day which one. I think it was a Hong Kong film. It's called Mad Mission that my dad rented for me, probably when I was about 10 or 11. And it's like, it says on the front, one stunt every minute. So it pretty much, it's crazy action, regardless of it making sense. But that's what I think. And then, of course, we had Raiders of the Lost Ark and everything starting around then.
Yeah, that's true. And you usually got things a year later, did you not?
We did, as we'll find out in a minute.
That sucks. That sucks. That really does suck. Yeah, that's awesome. So, Missing in Action. So, Gareth, you've run into someone who's never seen this before, let's say. What do you tell them? What do you say? Hey, you got to check out Missing in Action. What is a big statement about this movie that you like?
Well, it is the action, as in the title, I think, because it doesn't let up. There is as we'll talk about the scores, set pieces. I think every 5 minutes something's happening or blowing up or being shot. It doesn't let up. Plus, it's a great entry to Chuck Norris movies, as it's his first canon one.
Yeah, the start of a long series of movies with Cannon for sure. I actually yesterday to kind of get a little bit of insight. I watched your interview with the writer of this. We'll talk about it in a minute. James Brunner. Is it Brunner or Brunner?
No,
so James Brunner or Brunner?
Yeah, Brunner. I'm gonna say
there is a lot of writers that are credited for this. So I just went with him because he was the one who wrote the shooting script. But there's people attached to the characters, the story. I don't know all that nonsense where all that came from, but that was all the into the IMBD information. So I went and watched your interview to kind of get it from the horse's mouth. And so fascinating guy, how he kind of just broke into it, you know, just decided to write a script and write some action movies for Canon and stuff. So I feel like he was dealing without more character work than what we got though. For a lot of his scripts, it looked like they cut all the character work out and just said, no, just give me the action. It was kind of funny. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so released on November 16th, 1984, here in the US anyway. Directed by Joseph Zito, written by James Brunner, starring Chuck Norris, Emmett Walsh, and Lenore Kasdorf. A budget of $2.5 million. Box office 23 million, which is actually really, really good when you think about the budget.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes 19% for the critics, 43% for the audience, and IMDb of 5.5 out of 10. So, Gareth, tell me, what do you think about these numbers?
Well, it was a big hit at the time. I think it was 5 weeks in the top 10 charts for America when it came out in December. We didn't get it in the UK till January in '85, but
oh, okay.
It's an 18 over here, so way out of. Let's see, what's 84? I was 11, so yeah, I would have not been able to see it until. I'm trying to think when I did. It was probably later, mid to late 80s. Not sure, later 80s. By the time I saw it on VHS at some point, I think I might have seen 2 first because that came out later, so it was more readily available.
Yeah, I saw 3 was the one I watched all the time. 3 was the one I loved. I would watch 3. That was 88. So, and then I went back and watched. But I remember I got memories of watching this because my uncles were into Charles Bronson and Chuck Norris,
Of course.
and so all these movies were really exposed to me. At least most of them were. And yeah, Missing Action 3 was the one I liked. Probably because it was a little more cheesy, a little more going on. But I gotta say, man, this movie, I don't think it gets credit for the plot because I mean, I'm a huge Rambo fan. You know that I'll die on a hill with my Rambo, but they need to acknowledge like this is the Rambo 2 plot essentially. Uh, um and it was before, from what I
Yeah.
gathered from your interview, it was before, like years before that he wrote this.
Yeah,
And
but it's based on a book. Missing
based on a
Action.
book. So I'm not saying Rambo like the writers stole that. I'm just saying it's kind of a coincidence. That's all. I think it needs to get a little bit more love than 19%. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, definitely.
And even with the audience, I think this is a far better movie than 43, to be honest. But I don't know who's given these.
Yeah,
these,
I don't know who it is. Is it
like it could be a bunch of people who don't like this kind of genre.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
if you love this genre, I think you're gonna dig it. So, but yeah, I would give I would show more love for some Chuck on this one, guys. I mean, this is actually probably most people's top 5, top 10 Chuck movies. So if you don't like this,
yes,
there's no hope for you. I'm sorry, we can't help you.
Well, the first 10 minutes alone has more real action in it than any of these 2.5-hour Netflix action films that they bring out, where it's all just green screens.
Yeah, you know, this was shot in the Philippines, from what I almost it almost looked like a set at first when he's first in the jungle,
Yes.
but I'm like, no, that's not a set. It just the way they shoot it, it kind of felt like that. But you know, he can Joseph Zito, he can handle action.
Yes,
He does a pretty good job at handling a low budget action, and I think that's why he made such a great Friday the 13th movie, because he brought that action sentimentals to it, like how, you know, the pacing of it all and everything. So
yeah, because he did that part 4, was it the June of 84, and this came out December, so he had a very good year.
Yeah, very good year.
Did he
That's
do
right.
Red
You're right.
Scorpion?
Yeah.
I think, not that it tells me anywhere. Yeah, he did Red Scorpion with Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, he did that one too. He also did but yeah, here it was Friday 4 was April of 84 here in the US. So either way, great year. All right. We're gonna get to the categories here, guys. So Gareth, what did you put down for story?
My story, I think I wasn't kind because it's only a 5 for the story.
Okay.
Because it's a very basic story. Chuck goes in and kills everyone and rescues a few people. Which we'll get to later. But yeah, it's... And then there is... I'm not 100% sure, because the opening battle, as it is, where he's just mowing down people left and right, then he sort of dies in this flashback, so I'm not sure how much of that is supposed to be real.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's kind of odd the way they did that, because it's like he's shot, then he has the grenades, and it's a cool sequence and everything.
It's an epic jump with both grenades.
Yeah, it's then he kind of wakes up. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe a bit of it's real, and a bit of it's you know, what he's going on with his own PTSD or whatever.
Yes, that's how I assumed.
I just wish there was a little bit more continuity between 1 and 2, because if there was, the flashbacks could have been from part 2.
Yes, that would have made sense.
Because a completely different villain in part 2 and everything. So I'm like, ooh, it's inconsistent little trilogy, but if you're just good for a good time.
Well, yeah, they said to them back to back, but technically it was 2 different writers, 2 different directors, 2 different teams working on 1 and 2 at the same time, and then just the same story outline. Really, Prisoners of War.
Yeah, they should have stuck with Bruner and just did like laid out the continuity, and I think it could have been more special, to be honest. Like, would have been a nice little well, it still is a good trilogy as far as
It's a
I'm
good
concerned.
trilogy, but there's a different situation with the wife in all three films as well on whose his wife is, because I think
Oh,
she's an
okay,
American
yeah.
in the first one, Vietnamese in the second one, and then disappears. No, I can't work it
He
out.
had 3 wives. He had 3 wives. That's all.
He had 3 wives. That's how I see it. Yes.
So I gave it a little bit higher. I gave it a 7. I mean, I do like what his motives are. Proving that just like in Rambo, proving that there's POWs. And one of the things I really like is when he actually, right at the end, when he comes back and he actually shows them right into the consulate, breaks right through. I think that's really cool. But I like his motives, what everything he's going through to find these people and save them, bring them back home. I mean, we're not talking depth here, guys. But for an action movie, this is all you kind of need for something like this. So, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of just finding information like where they are, and then he's got to get weapons. So there's the whole scene of him finding what's his name? Emmett Walsh. I forget his character.
Yes.
What's his name again?
Tuck.
Tuck. Which he can kind of be a little much. My wife was watching this with me, and she goes, "I hate this character. I go, I don't even like this actor." I go, "No love for the Emmett Walsh." Oh. Anyways, but yeah, these a lot of these movies from Canon guys, they weren't too concerned about story.
Well,
for
have you
sure.
seen POW: The Escape by Canon?
I haven't, but it is on Tubi, so I'll try and I'll give it a watch.
It's like I don't know if it was supposed to be. It's like it is technically the same character in a same situation. He's in Vietnam, but it's like you take what would have been the 4th film with Chuck Norris as a badass one-man army, and then put him in platoon because everything around him is happening very seriously, and people are getting slaughtered, friends and family are getting slaughtered, and then he just rolls in and he's got his big shotgun with the missile launcher, and then it's crazy stuff.
That's awesome. All right, our hero, Colonel James Braddock, is our hero, and he is quite a hero. So Gareth, tell me, what do you love about this the character of James Braddock, and what did you give him?
I gave him a 9. He would have been a 10 because he only rescued 4 people and killed hundreds. So the scales don't add up. And we lost Tuck. Spoilers.
Yeah, we lost Tuck. Yeah, James Braddock. I mean, it's one of Chuck Norris's iconic characters. Not my favorite character that Chuck has done. I'm a Lone Wolf McQuade guy. I'm a Lone Wolf McQuade character. I really like that character a lot. I'm really loving Eddie Cusack too. I love that character. I love that movie. I think that's one of Chuck's underrated films that everyone's got to see. Even if you don't like these kind of movies, watch Code of Silence, and I think it's a little bit more grounded if you like those cop movies. But anyways, I give him a 7.5 for James Braddock. I do like him. I do love this character. Like I said, I like his motives and what he stands for, and how I like how he's a no bullshit guy.
He is.
And he's not a diplomat whatsoever. He just walks right in and says, "You know what? For killing assholes like you." You know what I mean? There's nothing diplomatic about this man. This man's going to tell you the truth of what happened. And I love at the party how they're all smug and they're all shaking hands, and he's just like, to the villain, he's just like, "Looks like you've come up in the world." He just calls him.
Just there with his beer or his glass, and no glass, just take it as it is.
Yeah, he does have, and then the moment with Tuck too, where he's like, "How much to rent your boat again?" While the guys are beating him up, and he goes, "Okay, 1,000, 1,000," and he punches the guy, and he's like, "That's what I thought you said." They're kind of funny, but yeah, good hero for this kind of movies. I kind of like the character work in the second one. I think that movie's underrated. Actually, I think it has one of the best fights too. That he's done.
It's a very more serious film.
All right, I'm just going to say the villain here because I don't even know this guy's name.
No, I've forgotten it by the time I've seen it because he's barely in it.
He's pretty stock here. Sorry, phone. He's pretty stock here. I'm going with I changed my rating. I'm going with a 5 for this villain. There's nothing here. I mean, he kind of has a little bit of villainous look to him and stuff like that and what he's doing, but they don't really do anything with him. And he really gets killed like before he even gets to Vietnam.
Yes.
He kills him on the boat and everything. So what about you? What do you think of this villain?
Yeah, I gave him a 3 because, like you said,
Yeah.
he does a lot of bad stuff. There's another flashback with him shooting prisoners of war. Just I didn't even get that point. So they're transporting these prisoners of war through the paddy fields, and then someone starts shooting at him. And then I think it's the Vietnamese, and then he's shot back, and then he just shoots one of the Americans just for the sake of it. So, just to make him look like a bad man. And then he somehow tracks Tuck's boat with Chuck on it and sneaks aboard, and then gets killed off.
Yeah, nothing to him. I think there's a lot of things about Missing in Action 2 to love more. In a lot of ways. All right, let's get on the action. The action set pieces. Tell me what tell me some of your favorite sequences and just what you love about the action.
It's just I give it an 8 because it is just one long action set piece that sort of just carries on from each other. It opens in a gunfight and ends with a helicopter landing in the middle of a load of pedestrians and stuff. So, but I think the opening is my favorite. Just because it's so crazy. Like one of his soldiers will shoot someone and they'll go with a thumbs up, and then that's when the shoulder gets
I noticed that. I was like, "What are you doing? You're giving a thumbs up. You get shot." It's like I noticed that this time.
Keep cover, keep shooting, and moving.
Yeah, I like how Joseph Zito in the beginning kind of like follows he pans the camera while keeping on the character, then pans back. He's got a kind of he does have a cool style of shooting these action set pieces. The slow mo may be a little much for people now.
Yeah,
but that was a thing back then. The slow motion shots. Obviously, it's been inspired because there's a lot of people who do it in the modern film world too. Just they do it differently. But I've always been prone to the water boat scene.
I was going to say that was my number
in
one.
The river. I really like that sequence. I like the chase sequences, when they're shooting and they're just on the run and stuff, and the classic Chuck Norris jumping up out of the water with the gun and everything. There's the one guy trying to shoot that boat down, and he can't hit a fucking thing. I'm telling me and my wife are laughing. It's like a minute, and then Tuck jumps on it. He can't hit a fucking thing. I go, there's something wrong with this gun.
It is. It's like it's so powerful it just can't shoot straight. And it's like the boat comes in and it's like 10 miles away. Then it's like 9 miles away, 9 miles away. Then it's there, kills the first guy, and then somehow it's like 10 miles away again when Tuck starts shooting at it. It's like, what's
I personally gave the action a 7. With the when I'm looking at comparables to a lot of other movies and stuff like that, I do like it. 7 solid for me. I do like the action set pieces. I even like when he's sneaking around Saigon.
Oh
and, more of what do you call it, like
the stealth spies jobs.
More stealth like video game kind of stuff, stealth like spy stuff. Jumping from balcony to balcony and stuff like that. So action's good. You guys, people who probably watched me have probably seen this movie, so I think Joseph Zito, handles it well.
There's that scene with there's the guy in the wardrobe, of course. I don't know if that started the trend of the killer in the wardrobe coming out to kill the man, as in Last Action Hero parodies that. But that's a pretty good fight sequence too, actually. Yeah, he fails. He gets thrown out the window, and then so the bad guy just launches a rocket across the street, and then Chuck has to jump out of his room into the corridor to avoid it. But then there's this it causes an explosion. There's lots of people into the street, and there's a poor woman, and there's like supposed to be an injured child, and I don't know if she was acting or if they really injured her child because she was giving it all. You totally believe she was gutted what happened.
Well, yeah, the thing is too with the action, if you're expecting like a martial arts Chuck Norris movie, this is not it really. No, like Invasion USA is all guns. This is all guns. Chuck has those movies where it is more martial arts, then he has the movies where he's a straight up action hero. like straight up Commando style Rambo kind of stuff going on. So
That's definitely true. Yes, it does a few kicks.
all right, the stunts and practical effects will follow it up because we've been talking the action set pieces. What do you think about the stunts and the practical effects
I
in
give
this?
it an 8 because going back now, it's nice to see real helicopters and explosions being used. They have like 4 or 5 helicopters and they're blowing up and landing and shooting and everything. But yeah, and they probably used real bullets to make it that good. So yeah,
Or quids, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't see much blood, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I guess it's more. I'm surprised it's rated R.
yeah,
But
yeah. I guess I'm trying to
well,
think.
there is a
Why.
little bit of a boob shot at the with the
There's a
one
few
girl, Chuck.
strippers in it, isn't
But
there?
oh yeah, you're
Hookers.
right. The bars. Yeah, you're right. You're right. The bar scene. I gave it a 7 myself, and for the same kind of reasons. When
Hmm.
he blows up that when he goes into Vietnam and blows up the hut there,
Yeah.
which again is so similar to Rambo 2, the way he's sneaking around.
Oh yes.
I'm just like, come on, Rambo 2, you got to give some love to Missy in action. You got to respect it.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't have the money thrown at it. And it doesn't have the,
No.
it doesn't have the, it is directed better, Rambo 2.
Yes.
Technically, there's a lot more, you could feel the tension a little bit more, or attempt
Yeah.
at tension anyway. But yeah, give some love for Missing in action. There's when he blows up the hut, some serious explosions happening. Good chase scenes, good stunt work.
Yeah.
Even Chuck, he was when he climbs the rope there, that was all him apparently.
Yeah.
He went from building to building on a tight line, and obviously probably rigged up. I'm assuming. I don't know how they or he they,
Yeah,
they just,
probably.
I don't know. I don't know, man. They did some risky crap
They,
back
yeah,
then.
if they're back there that hadn't went, you didn't get any sick. You said, "Oh yeah, just climb that rope."
Or at least I don't know if it was him jumping from balcony to balcony, but if it was, or whoever that was,
I
when
think it
he
could have been
goes,
his
"How you
brother
gonna
Aaron
go?"
Norris. He doubled him a lot before.
Oh,
And he's a
okay,
stunt
okay.
coordinator because they looked very similar.
Because she goes, "How are you gonna get down?" And he's like, "Fly." And he drops down.
It
Right.
is, yeah.
So
I don't think they were good at hiring or for that budget hiding wire work or anything like that. So they just wanted. He's strong. He'll be able to climb down like that. But I did give
yeah.
it negative points because some of the action is like too close. Like some of the explosions like just go off the screen, and I would have liked
Yeah.
some distance shots.
Now that you say that, I did notice a little bit of choppiness where, like, even when someone fires a rocket or something,
Mm.
and then it's like you don't see the explosion, you kind of just see the boat flip up, but you don't actually see it
Yes.
hitting, nothing hitting, and it's kind of like, are we out of money? Did we blow our $2.5 million budget?
I think they did. It goes a long way, but yeah, not that
And
far.
according to your interview, they wanted this to be like 12 million. They were going to dump a lot of money into this, but nobody could pick it up, right? That was the
Yes, I think that's
yeah,
it. Yeah, because they went to Warner's originally, I think,
yeah.
and then came back. I think he said, didn't it? Because they couldn't get the money for it, so they just did it cheap.
But this is what I think when Canon was in their wheelhouse, when they stuck to their guns, like stuck to
Mm.
their wheelhouse, making low budget movies. They did
Yes.
see it's when they started getting into the He-Mans and the Superman, like you're
Oh, yes.
biting off more than you guys can chew here. You just you know what I mean? Like, and so I think when they did movies like this, they
Yeah.
you know, they did well. They did well. I mean, back then with the VHS, you know,
Oh, yeah.
this is where these movies lived. They lived on VHS. People would rent them and rent them and rent them. And
Yeah.
like we said, this is his first one. And then he like does Missing in Action 2 with Canon. Then he does
A lot.
Invasion USA,
Yeah.
Code of Silence, all those, right? They're all Canon films. I believe.
Hellbound, unfortunately.
But I still haven't seen that one. I don't think I'm missing much though.
Not that one, no. Although, speaking of stunts, there is a stuntman credited that you may know from other films. Jean-Claude Van Damme is in the credits as a stuntman.
That's right. Yes, I did read that. He was in he does the stunt work in this. So
allegedly.
So 84. So
It
when
was,
was Predator was
breakdance.
filmed in what? Predator was filmed in 86 and he got kicked off that. Bloodsport was shelved.
Yes.
For like he actually filmed Bloodsport in 86 then, I think.
I think so, because they say he was hired as a stuntman on this, and he's probably in the battle scene at the beginning. But you'll never see him because he's probably in the background somewhere off.
Did you notice? Did you notice Rob from Friday the 13th Part 4?
Yes.
The guy getting it with the bayonet.
Oh,
I'm like, that's Rob.
No, he has no luck. But yeah, Van Damme was allegedly he was trying to get he was a friend with he trained with Chuck. He was trying to get in the movies. Chuck got him this part or as a stuntman, but then apparently he was then offered Bloodsport and then left this early. But they said he probably just had a very good vacation in Philippines for a few weeks and then went off to do his own thing. Allegedly.
Allegedly. I have seen videos of them training together though on YouTube,
Yes.
like real essential videos. So
they did have a real relationship.
All right, we got some one-liners, which I don't think there's a lot of one-liners that they threw out in this one. Honestly, I don't remember much of anything that was entirely clever or anything like that. I don't know what. You're going home. We're taking you guys home, or maybe, like I already said when he says, "I'm gonna fly." I don't know. Like for me,
nope.
I don't know. What do you think?
I only gave it 5 because, like you said, they're good if there are any, because he's not a man of words. But yeah, they're not memorable.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I went more 6.5 out of 10. There is some dialogue I like, but you're right. There's nothing very memorable, or it's not Invasion USA. That's for sure. Like, although there's some things he says that I like, but I just don't remember them after. But in the moment, they're kind of I kind of like that. But
yeah, even when I looked at the quotes on the IMDb, there's
hardly nothing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, not much to talk about with the one-liners here.
No.
And when I mean one-liners, I'm also if there's a piece of dialogue you like too, but there's really not. There's nothing too heavy in this.
It's not a dialogue film.
All right, the score done by Jay Chataway. He did Silver Bullet, one of my favorite scores. He went on to do Star Trek, I believe.
Yes.
Did a lot of the Star Trek scores. He's excellent with scores for sure. I sat this one at a 7.5 out of 10 for me. I really like the score of this. It's very reminiscent of a lot of stuff he did with Canon. Very Delta Force like to me. I think that's a better score. That's why that would be more like an 8, probably an 8.5 to be honest. But this is I think this is a pretty good score, 7.5. I really dug the big horns in it and all that. I really felt like it adds the feel of the movie for me. So what about you?
I only gave it a 5 because I don't remember that much about it. I tried listening to it, but all I could think of there's a lot of softer moments where it's more like a horror film score than an action score. I could think there's a lot more, like we said, stealth, and then when the bad guy gets on the boat, is the stalking around there. It's like sounds like a Halloween light film.
Yeah. But the opening credits, it's more the music in that opening scene you like. I find it really good.
Yeah.
There. So
the heroic ending as well.
Yeah, there's better scores, but I thought this one, I dug it. I'd probably listen to it here and there. All right. Supporting characters. So we got Tuck there. Tuck, and there's I don't know. There's not really a ton of people other than Tuck. There's the woman he meets who's supposed to keep an eye on him, does a lousy job. She's more horny for Chuck than anything. Like they all are. That's what I love about Chuck Norris movies. He never chases a woman.
No, ever. He learned early on, didn't he? What was the film?
They all chase him.
He doesn't do love scenes. I can't remember. Was it Good Guys Wear Black or was it the other one?
Oh, is that the one with Ann Archer?
Oh no, it must be another one then. Yeah, he had a love scene in one of his films. It might be The Octagon, I think. And then
I know he did with Silent Rage, but it's very, very corny.
Oh yeah, yes.
The Silent Rage. Silent Rage.
From then on, he doesn't have love scenes.
But what do you think? What do you think of the supporting?
Well, characters? I gave Tuck 10 because it's Emmett Walsh for a start.
Yeah,
and we find him in bed with two naked Thai hookers.
He is funny. He has I've seen this actor in everything.
Yes.
Like a lot of, especially if you find a lot of B movie VHS tapes.
Oh yes.
Back in the day, he was in everything. Just everything, man. Blade Runner, right? That was not what
Blade Runner, of course.
did.
Yeah, he's the police chief in Edge, and was it Narrow Margin with Gene Hackman and Ann Archer in that one. But yeah,
I've seen him everywhere. For me, what do I got here? I gave 6.5 because I just don't think there was much to anybody.
No.
Yes, this guy's a fun character and everything like that, but other
he is
than
the
that,
only supporting character, basically, isn't he?
basically, like, I mean, the girl's purpose is just for Chuck to wander around the buildings, and then he does that little gag at the end where it looks like they've been freaking shagging all night, and just so like she gives him an alibi. Basically, that's what she does. So
And
there's
then-
really not that she's bad in it or anything.
No.
Just this is
She's
canon,
just got nothing.
guys.
Yeah, she gets on a plane, leaves. I don't even remember. Is she at the ending? I can't even remember if she's at the embassy at the end or whatever it is.
Right. So that's basically why I'm sitting with the numbers I am.
But I love Emmett Walsh and everything, so I bias.
Yeah, I understand that completely. We all like. I'm a Brian Dennehy fan.
Oh, of course.
Right, and I just love. I like Silverado, First Blood, FX. I never
FX,
Cry
yeah.
Wolf. Man, he's so good. He's so good. He almost deserves his own video, Brian Dennehy. I don't see many people.
Well,
talking about
I've been
him.
doing this. I did Emmett Walsh and psychiatric, and I haven't continued that. So I need to. Yeah, people like Brian Dennehy because it's a lost art. You can't have general looking schlubs like these people anymore. They have to be good looking fellas.
Yeah, don't get me on of Glenn Powell being the next action star because I'll have a rant video coming up if I ever hear someone say that he's the next. I'd be nope, he is not. All right, entertainments. We're getting near the end, guys. Entertainment. Go ahead, Gareth. What you got for entertainment?
What did I put? 8. As much
Solid.
as it's a great action film, it's not one I watch a lot.
Right.
Because it's the same year as The Terminator and Temple of Doom, which I'll probably watch those more.
Oh, I definitely will watch those. That's my favorite adventure movie is Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
I'm actually one of the weird people who like Temple of Doom the most. Yeah, I was exposed to that one so much. But yeah, I have a good time with this one. I'm giving it a 7.5.
Okay.
That's because, and I'm comparing it to other Chuck movies too. Like, you know what? I know this may be sacrilegious, but I have a ton of fun with Delta Force 2. With that movie.
Okay. Yeah.
I have a ton of fun with Delta Force 2. The Lone Wolf McQuade, Invasion USA is growing on me. When I first reviewed that, I wasn't as high up. Now, whenever I watch, I just have a ton of fun with it. I'm just like, I shut my brain off and go. So, and that's a much more entertaining movie. So
it's missing about an hour of story, but yeah.
I think that they were taking this movie more serious, and so I think maybe they shouldn't have cut out that character work in it. There should have been a little more going on with the POWs. And I don't know. But for entertainment value, yeah, I put it on. Have a great time with it.
Is it? Was it an hour 40? Just about.
Yeah, about that. Like most movies, then.
Yes.
Not like.
Was it? Yeah, that new Mummy movie is 2.25 hours now. I thought,
is it really?
Yeah.
We're going to see it Tuesday for cheap night.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go see that one on Tuesday. We don't go to the movies that often, but I like the hype. It sounds like a good one to watch with the audience, though. I think that's one of the things.
That's the difference, isn't it?
I don't get to go very often anymore. So, all right, Legacy. Now, I think I'll go first with this one, Gareth. I'm giving it a 7, a solid 7, because there's not a lot of talk about this one as much, but I think it's one of the ones that popularized Chuck Norris too. Yes. Like it is his franchise. It is a franchise, and it was one that he cared about because he wanted to honor his brother. Was his brother Wayland? I forget his name. I forget his name, but he but he was a missing POW. He got killed in Nam, so Chuck wanted to do something, and I think. I'm not saying that has a legacy or anything, but I think Chuck was really passionate about these movies here. And when I think of Chuck Norris, I can't help but think of this image here.
Oh, yeah.
With the image with Chuck Norris, I think, I think other movies like Lone Wolf McQuade may stand out a little bit more. But I don't know. It seems like everyone has their favorite Chuck movies. Like
that is true.
they all have their own movie that brought him brought them to him. And like Lone Wolf McQuade was the one I watched ever since I was really small in Silent Rage. And then there was Missing in Action. And I think maybe Sidekicks, if you watch Sidekicks, builds this legacy up a little bit more.
Does parody it as well a bit.
Yeah, parodies it as well. But yes, I'm sitting with a 7 with the legacy of this. I mean, when we say Missing in Action, I don't know. Do people know what we're talking about other than people like you and I and
Well, exactly.
our community kind of who are into action movies? I don't know. What are you giving it?
I give it a 7 because, like you said, there's other Chuck Norris films are better known. Even though this is a trilogy, I don't think maybe a lot of people don't know there's a third film. They know the story of the 2 first films that were swapped over, so the second one's a prequel because this is the more action heavy one to get it started. But I say, yeah, because there's people that know him from the martial arts days of the 70s because he did Way of the Dragon with Bruce Lee,
right?
And then all his martial arts films of the 70s, and he moved into guns and action in the 80s. And then the 90s, he was doing his Walker Texas Ranger. I think that was 9 seasons eventually, and a couple of movies.
Good. I used to watch it all the time.
I tried watching it recently, but it is just the same thing over and over again each episode.
It is. Back when I was a teenager, though, I think, I was a teenager then. There was one episode where they were in a prison undercover that had some of the greatest martial arts in it. It was really good.
Yeah. The stunts are great, especially for a TV show that probably low budget back then.
Yeah. I think that's what Lone Wolf McQuade was supposed to be. Like they wanted to do sequels, or they wanted to do a show. I'm not sure which. They ended up doing a show, obviously, but obviously he's not the same character. The character in Lone Wolf McQuade is more hardened. He's a little bit more. Yes. He's meaner.
Mean son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I think was it this Delta Force and Missing Action are the only ones he's done sequels to, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. The Delta Force and Missing in Action, Delta Force 2, right?
Yeah, he's in Delta Force 2. There is a Delta Force 3 which has all the family of famous action stars, but
I didn't know they made a third one.
I think it might have a different title, but it's got Delta Force in the title. I just got a DVD of Operation Delta Force as well, which is a spin-off series. There's 4 films of that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I think he doesn't do sequels.
Yeah, not really, eh? All right. Let's head into the leaderboard here. So this is from the last 3 episodes, guys. Clearly Bond is killing it, and we got Cabretti and RoboCop. So we got Colonel James Braddock is sitting at 82. So Braddock is going to slip above Cobra. I'm shocked.
Me too.
I'm quite shocked that Braddock took over Cobra, honestly.
Yes, I did have a word with you and Jeff about this.
I don't. Those are the numbers. I can't help it. I didn't think you know what, Gareth, you gave Braddock a higher rating than me. So you pushed it up. So
it's Tuck's fault, I guess.
Yeah. So 82 for this is just a hero category, everyone. So there you go. Braddock is second.
Well, I guess he did have 3 films, whereas there we go.
All right. So the villains, he's not going to fare well here, but we have the Night Slasher at 3rd. Le Chiffre from Casino Royale at 85, and Clarence Boddicker is still our lead at 88, and we got whatever his name is. No idea. He's sitting at a 40, guys. So he's 4th for now, but he's not going to fare well in this competition.
No.
He is not going to fare well. In fact, I'm guessing he's going to be last when all 12 episodes are completed.
Yeah.
All right. And the last films we did, we got Casino Royale at 92, Cobra at 85, RoboCop at 81. We have Missing in Action sitting at a 68. So it's taking its 4th spot. I mean, it is. I mean,
yeah.
Hey, I'll defend Missing in Action. It's got some serious competition to deal with when we're all said and done this season.
Yes,
a lot of so it. Unfortunately for them, for Canon and their awesome action films and what we like about them, there's some heavy hitters in here that are above the competition here. So, but there you go. Curl or Missing in Action. Sorry, yes, Missing in Action 68. Everyone. So make sure you
Fair.
guys check my Instagram and all that. I'll be posting these. I post the kind of where we're heading each week. So you
Right.
guys can check out if you missed the episode and all that. You can always check it out. All right. All right there. So what I do now there, Gareth, is we either reload this movie, leave it at a standby. Standby meaning kind of like maybe put it in once in a while. It sits on the shelf longer than it maybe should, and retire. Basically, just throw this bitch out. So what do you got? Are you reloading, standby, or retire?
Well, I think I've seen it 3 times in the last 6 months, so I got to stand by it for a while. It's going to be a while before I bring back the franchise.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna go standby as well, just because every time I've watched this, it was for something with YouTube, either ranking it, the series, or I have to watch it for a tier ranking. But to sit there and watch it on its own, just I want to watch Missing in Action today. Usually I'm doing a Chuck Norris marathon, but I can pass this at times. So you know what? I was gonna go reload, but I'm gonna go standby. I think that's where it sits. It's just
Yeah.
standby, collecting some dust, but we'll dust it off eventually. That's Missing in Action, everyone. A couple more questions though, Gareth, as we wrap up here. Everyone, like, subscribe, check out Gareth's channel at Video Tasties. He does awesome work there as also, and hit the notification bell so you've got these future episodes ready to be watched on your YouTube account, everyone. So yeah, but so the one last question I usually ask everyone, Gareth, is there an audience? Would you welcome a remake of this, or some kind of reimagining of it, or anything like that? Or do you think like we should just leave this in 1984?
I think this is a leave it, because when they remade such films, was it in the 90s, early 2000s, they had the Iraq War to fall back on and use that as a backdrop instead of Vietnam, didn't they? But there's not really a battle anymore that you could use, unless it's a period piece, which would be expensive to make. So yeah, I don't really see a need for it to come back.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, we're getting a Rambo prequel, and I think that will be close to this as far as plot wise. If Rambo's going back, he'll be Vietnam. He'll be captured most likely, and all that stuff he gave exposition on. So yeah, I think we're going to be getting something more grounded, gritty, and more serious in that genre. So I don't see a need to, and I don't think anyone is asking for it. So, like a lot of Chuck movies, I don't think anyone would want to see them remade. Honestly, like this, they just don't make action movies like that. This brand no more. So they kind of, I mean, other than some John Wick stuff, the odd one I see here and there, some of them I'm just throwing away half the time. So, even I love Jason Statham, but his last two have been kind of dull, to be honest.
Which one's that? The Beekeeper and
no, Beekeeper I really loved.
Oh,
that was his last good one. What was
Expendables
it?
4.
That was horrible. Fuck. I just watched Shelter. That was a little. It was a little slow. It was a little. It was what it was. I can't even remember it. The one, the Working Man. That was a little dull. It was a little dull.
It was. I do like Beekeeper more. I know we get a sequel this year or next year.
Yeah, next year I think, and he's got one coming out this summer called Mutiny, which has Annabelle Wallace in it from the Annabelle movie and Malignant. So so it looks a little better, but yeah, I haven't been. I get it. Jason Statham's the only one doing this stuff, so they're just using him. Let's put out another one. But I'm hoping every 3 to 5 movies he puts out a good one. So he's just kind of in that. Well, it's pretty sad when he's the only one in that genre, and he's pushing 60.
Yeah.
Like who else is there?
I don't understand how this was made for like 10, 15 million today's money, and then they can't just do something similar. Stick a new martial artist out in the jungle somewhere, let him kill a load of people.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the action genre. I mean, don't get me wrong, I see some good ones here and there.
Mm.
I'll see some the odd one here and there, but for the most part, I don't know. It seems like horror's taken over now. Like I feel like for the first time in a long time, horror is becoming the popular genre.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't really make sense of what's the last 10 years of movies. Like everything is remakes and prequels and this and that, right? So you don't
Yeah.
I think John Wick was the real last popular
Yeah.
action movie that really just blew everyone away. So
Yeah, technically it's an amazing film. So even the ballerina one I liked because
yeah,
all the
I like
stunt
that one
work.
too. Yeah, actually that's the last good action movie I really saw. And
But
actually
yeah,
The Fall Guy I really enjoyed too.
it's got a lot of great for action, but yeah,
Yeah, The
I would
Fall
have
Guy
preferred.
reminded me of an 80s action film, like how we had fun in the 80s with that
Yeah,
stuff. Like
that's what it
it was
was.
just fun. It was just fun, right? So I really enjoyed that one. So yeah, guys, that will do it for episode 4 of Action Movies Reloaded. Tune in next week. We're gonna do this live next week after you watch this. Raiders of the Lost Ark we're doing. So we got a heavy hitter to enter the leaderboard with
Oh
his
yeah.
whip, with his fedora, with his charm. You know, I love it. I love it. We're gonna do some Indiana Jones, everyone.
Spoilers.
So yeah, so it's this. If you haven't seen it by now, man, holy crap! But yeah, we're gonna be doing it, man. So yeah, we're gonna switch the format live for next week anyway. Some of these are gonna be live, guys. Some of them will be pre-recorded. So, but they're all gonna fall hopefully every Monday. So
Okay.
this one will be come out. You probably, if you've already seen Casino Royale by the time you'll watch this. So hopefully anyway. So yeah, that's it. So thanks, Gareth, for coming on for this little discussion of missing in
No
action.
problem. Thank you.
Oh, no worries, man. No worries at all. So we're gonna give you guys a farewell. Keep watching the action movies. Get jacked, get your testosterone up, whatever you guys have to do. Honor Chuck. I hope you enjoyed this little missing in action episode. And yeah, we'll see you next time. And I will see you in the movies. Cheers, guys.
Bye.
The name's Bond, James Bond.
Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?